What's good? What's poppin'? Another episode of that deep where we connect the dots. In this episode, we're gonna continue with our conversation about Christ consciousness. So this is the Metaphysics of Christ Consciousness Part 2. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so we pretty much covered the basis of Christ consciousness actually having to do with lights and refracted lights and the whole collection of us being lights and us being what Christ consciousness is when we come together as a collective. Hence the word being whole, entire, or holy. That's what I'm saying. So the book called the Bible, which comes from the word biblos, just means book. That's all it means, is the book. You know what I mean? So it's the book, and it's called the holy book, the whole book. So basically it's telling you, it's giving you instructions on how to become whole. So when you strip all the stories down and get to the facts and get into the coded information that is in the biblos or the book or the Bible, you will see these instructions on how to become whole, or how to raise your chakras, or how to balance your chakras if you really get deep into the code. So which leads to the question is, who is this person that they call Jesus? Now you have to, this is basic decoding 101, alright? So I'm not saying nothing that's new or profound here, alright? So the person that you call Jesus, one, that was not his name. Two, the letter J did not exist. In fact, the letter J is a substitute for, in that time, will probably be the letter Y. So when you break down the word Jesus, or it would probably translate something closer to Yashua or Yashua, if anything. So for all intents and purposes, we're going to call him Yashua from here on out. Okay. Or sometimes that the letter that the J is substituting would be the H sound or the H sound. Hence Jesus, Jesus of Zeus, or however you want to call it. But anyways, like I said, for all intents and purposes, we're going to call him Yashua. All right. So this person that existed by the name of Yashua. This story of this person is a compilation of different facts that have all been compiled onto one person. Whether this person was an actual person or allegory is, I really can't say because I wasn't there. But based off what I have found out, or the facts that I have gathered, that this person did exist. Now let's go into what made him so special. Well, remember, this whole thing has to do with lights. Now when you look into the sky, you see the sun, and there's other lights that you will see if you look into the sky at nighttime. These are other light sources or reflections of a light source. And what the sun does, and I cannot wait to get into the sun video, which is coming real soon. There's things I have to get out the way before I get to the sun video. But I'll give you a little sneak peek right now. The sun is a converter of sorts. A transformer, converter, machine that is intelligent of sorts. So what happens is this converter absorbs energy from multiple light sources. 1 second.
Holy shit. Slow down. Grab, throw on, wiggle like you're trying to make your ass fall.
Feel me? A little sage to Gemini. Speaking of Gemini, star constellations and stuff like that. Yeah, so other light sources like star constellations and planets or stars like Sirius, they all project energies to the sun, okay, or souls, depending on how you want to look at it, okay. To the sun converts the souls or light and then spits the souls or light out in other directions in the universe, hence populating Earth with souls, Venus, Mars, and other planetary bodies with different forms of souls or light. So this is all about stars and light and reflecting of light. So what happens is, just like in the first video, Yashua was destined to come, and the people on earth knew he was going to come. How did they know? They knew because of certain star constellations and star positionings. This is what told them that the Christ energy would be on the planet. That's why they were looking for a male child that was born on a certain day at a certain time, because they knew that the Christ energy would be here. So that's how they knew that Yashua would be here, because of the stars and the alignments of the light and the reflection. So long story short, Yashua was here, and he was probably born with all of his chakras activated. This is what made him the Christ figure. Now, he's not the only Christ figure, because the Christ energy came on this planet a few different times. He's not the only one. You know what I mean? He's probably the last one, but not the only one. So he probably had all of his chakras activated out the womb. But not to say that he didn't have to learn how to balance and use his chakras. And this is where you get in the Bible the missing time. Where did he go? He went into Egypt and he learned. He went around the world and learned and cultivated his skill and his art. Okay, he was taught in the mystery schools. You know what I'm saying? He was taught how to use his abilities, all right? So, like I said before, that the story of Yashua or Jesus is a compilation of a lot of different things, but there is a part of the story that is based around a physical person. There's a lot of other things that are just coded information and taken from other sources and pleasurized from other sources. But needless to say that he did have full chakra activation, and what makes a figure a Christ figure or a Christ-like figure or someone in the Christ consciousness, because it doesn't necessarily just have to be Yashua. It can be you. It can be me. You can raise your vibration and balance your chakras enough to be like that, and that's the whole point of being here on this planet, is to get to that point. So yeah, when you do fully activate all your chakras, you will probably go into a Merkaba state. Okay, you'll probably turn into a Merkaba off top. Now, at that point, you are now a reflection of the sun. You will be, or Yashua was, the opposite reflection of the sun, and that's the whole point of even being here and experiencing the third dimension on this realm, this Malakuth, This is the whole point of it. And some people get confused a lot with the religious aspect of it, and I'm just dropping this video to kind of clarify that a little bit, because at the end of the day, it's all based upon lights and energy and souls. So I hope this kind of clears up a little bit for you if you was throwing the Yashua Jesus thing into it, of the Christ consciousness thing. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. See, the person called Yashua, he was trying to tell people how to elevate, how to activate their chakras, you know what I'm saying? And this was totally going against what the church of the time was saying. So just like the prophets now that you're seeing emerge, called quote unquote light workers, we're trying to do the exact same thing, and not being believed, and you know what I'm saying, and getting laughed at and talked about and persecuted, but this is all part of the Christ returning. See, again, it's not going to be a person, it's going to be all of us. And once we all get onto the same page, happier times are ahead, you know? So, that's the video. I'm out.